So it goes on his page because his parents are going to be watching from.
Oh, that's too funny.
Oh,
Good job, Nana.
Yeah.
Old Nana in there.
Yeah. No, it's nice.
It's funny. You're going to have some laughs.
Okay, good. I need that.
There's lots of laughs when Daniel's around.
Oh, you're on LinkedIn.
Oh, yeah. I'm everywhere.
It's funny the way I talk.
Right?
Because he says
CBD.
a cute little accent. And then he
We're
gets
gonna talk
rid of
about
it
that
totally
stuff, too.
gets a Boston accent. It makes fun of
They
me.
can hear
That's
us.
awesome.
Guys, you're walking too fast.
We're on.
How do I share this?
I know this American British kid, his accent's so interesting.
Okay, so it says starting soon.
Quiet in the peanut gallery. Everyone's listening. We'll be on in a minute.
I think I shared it. Cuz, make sure it's shared. Cuz. I shouldn't be holding this mug today after their abysmal performance last night.
Oh, I didn't
Did
even
they
watch
do
it.
terribly?
I didn't even watch it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, everybody's watching us and listening to
I
us
saw it
anyway, so we might as well put the camera on
May
and
as
say
well,
hi.
may as well.
Hi.
Good morning, everyone.
I know. It's a pool day today. Joining us live from the Rampino Inn.
It's a nice place, isn't it?
It is.
I tell you, great breakfast. Very good breakfast. I've always been a fan of the breakfast.
Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us. I've got Michael with us. Daniel's going to be joining us in just a little bit. He's casually late, as most British people are.
The British are coming. The British are coming. That's for sure.
Yikes. That's awesome. So, Mike, maybe you can give a little bit. You were starting to rattle off your resume, and I said, "Can we at least save it for the live, please?"
Yeah, I got too many jobs these days, Viva. But the challenge is in public service today. It's really hard to get people to volunteer their time. It's hard to get them to step up and to want to take on the work. So you get into some of these positions, and there's sometimes no exit strategy. So,
and here he is in front of my camera, live on a Friday.
Well, I'm always working though. No matter where I go, I'm always working.
Yes, you
the
are.
phone always rings. You can attest to that. You've been with me.
Facts.
Even on vacations.
Yep. I get Mike. Where's Michael? He's in a meeting. Where did he go? So not only do you work for Dell, your volunteerism is rivaling mine. All of a sudden, I'll see you on LinkedIn, and I'm like, "What is he volunteering?" Now he's in the Jimmy Fund. So what are you doing with the Jimmy Fund?
Well, look at Dell's been a huge corporate sponsor of the Jimmy Fund for a long time. We have a lot of strong engagements with both the Boston Red Sox and the Worcester Red Sox. So collectively, over the last year, Dell employees came together organically and raised about $100,000 for the Jimmy Fund. And then Dell will match that dollar for dollar.
Amazing.
So, I was able to go present the check at the Worcester Red Sox game, which, by the way, if you haven't been to Poland.
I have not been to the Woo Sox game since they left my Pawtucket.
It's like 15 minutes from my office.
I heard the train goes right in there and you can just hop on.
It does, right at Union Station. You
Really
get out to
nice.
Union Station, walk over there, and it's awesome. Honestly, it's a great environment. It's a lot of fun. They've got a lot of Worcester-centric businesses.
Morning, Chris.
It's
Actually,
wonderful.
good night, Chris. Chris works overnight. So
Really?
Thank you very much for coming to Music Bingo. I was so happy to see your face out. Even a big winner over there, too. You got to come to Music Bingo. What do you think of the video now? Kind of fun. Adds a little bit more of an element, right?
Yeah, the problem is I had my back to it. So next time I got to sit on the other side of the table because I missed the whole thing. There's this woman that she kept staring at me. And I said to our friend Mara, I said, "What is her problem? Why does she keep staring at me?" And Mara's like, "She's looking at the video." I turn around. Like, oh, I didn't know that was
The
there.
screen was behind him.
I did not have the best music bingo evening. I swear Cliff always gives me the worst tickets.
We have nothing to do with it. We have 80 different cards. They're all completely different. And I have nothing to do with who actually wins or not. So just so you know, it's not rigged.
It is a lot of fun, though. I mean, especially when people got that Shazam app, which I need to download.
Yeah.
And, you're all kind of just conversing and, whoever knows the song at the table shares it with one another.
Yeah,
and,
it's fun.
And then sometimes you get to sing, which is always.
If you've never seen Michael sing, especially anything by Looking Glass, you are
1972.
definitely missing out.
That is my go-to, although I've started to expand my repertoire.
Okay, I like it.
Doing some Eagles these days,
Oh.
Elton John, some Elvis.
Yeah,
You know,
I've heard the Elvis.
I've been accused though that I've still not come out of the 80s. But
I'm okay with
who
that.
wants to leave the 80s?
I
It was
know.
a great era. Ronald Reagan. I mean, it's nothing better. You know, I would have
We're not
stayed in the
gonna go
80s
there.
forever. I would have stayed in the 80s.
You barely
forever.
hit the 80s.
I had 6 years. They were good 6 years. Best 6 years of my life.
I was like, you were a toddler in the 80s. I actually lived that a little bit more than you did. Not much.
Though.
Not much, though. So we are having a pool day. Daniel is supposed to be joining us once again. The British are coming. We are headed
Allegedly.
to Provincetown today.
Yeah.
And
It's going to be a trip.
we're doing the pre-carnival carnival.
Yes.
I was in the Wellfleet area yesterday. I went and saw the Grab Brothers. Amazing, by the way. If you've never been to the Pearl in Wellfleet, definitely suggest doing so. It was an amazing event. We went for a birthday party with a bunch of friends. Had a great time. The Grabbies are always a really good time, and they actually sang happy birthday to someone, which is something that you don't really get. So that was pretty incredible. Daniel, why are you sitting over there? You might as well just jump
The
in.
floor is soaking. My feet are drenched.
There he is.
All right, well, take your socks off and say hello to the camera.
Act like you're at the beach. This is young Daniel. Wait
Hi,
till we tell you how we
Daniel.
met him.
We're gonna squeeze in
Oh,
here.
you're in the thing.
So Michael is the king of vacation. We call it one of his travel plans where he makes a decision while we're out doing whatever it is. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to go online and book that trip. You're not
If you don't do it, you'll never do it.
right.
And that's the thing. People will talk about it in perpetuity. Oh, we should do a trip. Let's go here. Let's do this. And you just talk and talk and talk and talk. I like
He's
to
the
do.
guy that calls you on it right there at the table. Oh, yeah? You want to go to China? I'll go to China. All right, I'm going to China. I think you ended up doing that trip by yourself, though.
Tokyo.
Tokyo.
Yeah. China was for work. But I did go to Tokyo with actually a couple of friends. They did end up following through. Ireland that way. There's a litany of different trips that I've booked well, in a social setting. We'll say it that way.
I'm a fan of your travel plans, for sure.
When I look back, when I'm 85 years old, I'm never going to regret that I didn't go somewhere that I wanted to go. That's my
Facts.
feeling. You can't do it all every year, but you do as much of it as you can.
Look at Daniel, so afraid of a bee.
Oh, he's
Hey,
afraid.
like,
just
he's
ignore
afraid
it.
of his own shadow.
Genuinely wasp. Oh,
He didn't want to
They
shower
are
in the
my
outside
worst
shower.
nightmare.
That's not even a wasp.
He thought
It's
there was-
just a bee.
It's just a little bee.
oh my god, that's horrendous. Ah,
So
can't stand
while
them.
You're more afraid of it than it is of you.
correct.
It's the accent.
I cannot stand them.
So while on one of your vacations, while you were on a cruise, somehow Daniel became part of your family.
Yes.
We-
How
we-
did this occur?
We've effectively adopted him.
Have you-
Actually,
First off, has anybody else ever been on a cruise where they have now incorporated the people that you sat with into your life, in your regular life? Because it's happened to me before.
absolutely.
And I befriended Mark and Jack. Jack is now passed. We still have Mark. I mean, but it was one of those moments where they just became part of our family. And this is how we got Daniel.
It is. I mean, so the other night when we were at Music Bingo, he got the chance to meet my friend Emmy, who's the reason I go on cruises.
Fabulous.
She taught me about booking in social settings. She was really the founder of Bud Light
Oh,
Travel.
okay, perfect.
And so she brought me on my first cruise.
It's always
and that
an
was back in
origin story.
2008, coming right out of college. And, I've been on probably 15 or 16 since. 2 cruises ago, we met young Daniel here. He was up on stage. It's just a bee. It's just a
If
bee.
it stings me, I'm not gonna be happy.
It won't. It won't sting you unless you tell it to.
Don't even look at it. Pretend, look at the camera.
But no, Daniel was up on stage singing.
Doing a bit of
What
karaoke.
were you singing?
Singing September by Earth, Wind and Fire.
And he
Yes,
sings it very well.
It's a classic.
And
but you're a singer.
oh,
Yeah,
he's
this
a
is what he
musician.
does.
Yeah, full musician. And my sister actually heard him first. She's like, "You got to hear this kid." So Eva and I went in and we heard him. Like, "Oh, he's really good." And he basically announced on the stage that he was on the cruise by himself. So
It
if
was
anybody,
my first cruise
right?
ever on my own. I've never traveled on my own. I get up there and I'm like, I'm gonna find
What
something
the
to
hell made you do a cruise by
do. My
yourself?
best friend works on it, so I was like,
Oh,
just broke up
okay.
my girlfriend was like, you know what, let's
Leave
let's
it.
go. She was meant to go on the cruise with me, and I was just like, you know what,
I'm
not-
still
not gonna
going.
miss out. I'm still
Now he
gonna
likes
go.
him alone now
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. So I literally just went, loved life. Was like thinking I need to make some friends to hang about with.
And boy, did you
Just-
hit the
oh,
lottery
God,
here.
Well, Lindsay actually is the one that I think went up to you
Yeah,
and kind of
but-
said,
but-
"Hey,
but
you're
it's
going to be
actually
friends
quite
with
funny.
us."
Because she came over.
Because you know she's
Good morning,
not, you
Andra.
know she's not afraid of
No.
anything.
They tried to speak to me. So all three of you tried to speak to me when we're getting in a lift elevator for the Americans. And I just basically ignored you, didn't
Yeah,
I?
it basically blew us off. And
It was too cool for you.
and Eva was kind of, insulted. I said, "Oh, he's British." I mean, they don't always understand.
Good morning,
social
Dave
norms,
Hagner.
Right? I mean, that's
Yeah,
fair, right?
that's
It's
true.
not an insult. It's the way it is. I work with Brits.
I was
They're great.
caught up with the stardom. That was all I was. The fame was getting to my head.
This is our British musician friend Daniel, who's joining us, found on a cruise, ignored Michael in the lift.
But we persevered.
No, exactly. Like, what broke it down for you? What was the moment where you're like, these people are going to be my friends?
Alcohol.
Ah! Shocker. That's weird.
Yeah.
That pretty much summed up really wasn't it? I think it was about
Not me.
It
My
was about-
sister was just
about
off
midnight.
the-
You've seen Lindsay do a live with us before. Red hair, super cute, feisty as all get out, and loves pickleball, apparently, if you'll remember back to one of our latest shows.
Well, which I didn't know until I watched the show that day.
Oh.
So that's got to be something her boyfriend introduced her to.
Oh,
'cause-
she doesn't actually do it. It's the boyfriend.
Okay. 'Cause I was going to
She
say.
still has yet to play the pickleball.
I hear so
as
much
am
about
I.
pickleball every time I'm down in Texas, and I didn't even know what it was until I Googled it.
What's up, Junior? How are you? We'll definitely take Daniel while here to the Captain's fabulous bar, fun little spot, great spin at Coppola. We'll be by.
You'll love it.
Yeah,
I'll
you'll
be
love
there.
it.
I will be there.
So they finally break you down. You're like, all right, a little bit of booze. Now I'm going to be friends with these people. Now you've really become part of the family. You started calling Eva Nana. Michael's your cousin. Like, how did that happen?
No,
Was it just
Dad.
a Oh,
Dad.
dad.
so
Your dad.
this is how this started. Is we were out chatting with him after
Good morning,
we kind
Auntie
of
She.
became friendly, and he told us how old he was, and I remember
Because he looks 11.
because he does, and I remember Eva being like, "Oh my God, I could be his grandmother," and I said, "Well, wait a minute, how old?" And he says it, and I'm thinking to myself, I could be his father. I mean, so we kind of created this dramatization, if you will, of a story.
I love skits on vacation. You can be anyone on vacation. And I love that you decided to become your own family.
But some random woman came and said to you, "Who's this?" and to Eva, and Mike turns around and just goes, "Oh, yeah, this is my mum." And she goes, "No way is she old enough to be your mum." And Mike goes, "Yeah, she is. And this is my son." And this woman believed it. Like,
That's fabulous.
Didn't even dispute it.
I mean,
And-
normally you wouldn't question that when somebody tells you that because, that's a stranger.
Until we follow up with her a couple of days later, and she comes over, and now she's starting to inquire, well, why does he have a British accent and you guys don't? And I said, without missing
Good
a
morning,
beat,
RTV.
I said it was an ex of mine. We went to college together. She was from the UK.
You had a whole backstory.
Oh,
I said I didn't even know about
Are
him
you sitting here
until
dying or are you like
recently.
dead serious?
You played along.
Oh, yeah,
You did?
oh,
Like
well,
he
dead
loved
man?
it.
Oh yeah, I would go along with
You
it.
British love jokes.
We just back up the story. It got extreme though. It got to the point where we didn't know who we'd actually
Love you.
told. That we hadn't.
Right.
So that we didn't know.
So
who
that's
told
it.
our
You
actual
guys, we got
father
to
and
stick to
son.
this story. We don't know who told what. We're sticking to
Well,
it.
I think the best was towards the end of that first trip when he's like, "Come on, Nana," as we were taking a group photo, and she looks at the photographer Eva, and she goes, "I'm not really his grandmother." And the photographer goes, "Oh no, you look great. You look great." Like at that point, the whole ship expected it was true.
I love that so much. So here we are. This is not the first time Daniel has visited us, by the way. This isn't a one-off. He's really you've taken subsequent cruises and vacations together.
Oh God, yeah.
You've come to visit us during several seasons now. In fact, when my husband and I took the kids to the UK and we were doing our travel, I said, "Wait, I'm going through Newcastle. Isn't that where Daniel is?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, you got to get a hold of him."
And you did.
And I did. And Cliff and I met him for drinks in Newcastle, which, by the way, so many bridges. Why does your town have so many
It's a
bridges?
bridge for every purpose.
What is the bridges for every purpose?
Because you got one you can walk over, one you can drive over,
Okay.
one trains go over, one buses go over.
Why do you need a?
There's literally
And then
7 bridges in
another
his
one.
town.
Can you bike over one?
You can bike over the one you can go with the train
Do
over.
bees go over them?
I mean, I wish they had their own flipping bridge. This is horrendous. This.
Oh, they're going away.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you
There's
lost
7
sound or we
bridges.
lost sound, but we're here still, RTB. Yeah, so there's lots of bridges in his town. We really did enjoy your space, though. It was beautiful. And I would definitely come back very big college town.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do they call you guys up there, though? There's a specific...
Geordies.
Geordies. That's
Oh.
right. Geordies.
There's so many nicknames and funny little British quips that
It's like a
I
specific accent, though, that Geordies have. I can't personally do it, but they're like, if you're from the UK, you know a Geordie.
you know what a Geordie is.
Yeah.
And then what do you call, there's another nickname for people that are, is it Scots, Scoos?
Liverpool. Scouse.
Scouse, Liverpudlians, if you will, right? So is it every regional area kind of has a nickname?
Depends. It's like, I feel like it's the places with like the stronger accents, to be honest.
Okay.
It's like people with like, you'd call people from down south Cockneys if they had a Cockney accent.
Okay.
Then you've got people from Liverpool, obviously Scouse.
I don't think we call people from down south here that.
No, Cockney?
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's fun.
I'm trying to think what other ones we have.
Maybe Southern California. I don't know.
But I was always so curious because it's just like the US where we have areas. It's like the regional dialect of the area. Like you can immediately tell someone that's from the
straight away.
Midwest because they have the don't you know. And I literally was not friends with somebody I was in the military with because I couldn't stand the Midwestern accent. And I couldn't have a conversation with them. It drove me nuts.
It's very slow.
I don't know what it is, but it
Yeah.
really upset
I
me.
would agree.
Southerners, Californians have a very specific accent. If you've ever watched the SNL skit, it is very true. So
They claim
I mean,
we have one.
I know.
And I don't think we do. But
My mother, who has been away in Southern California for a while, comes back and now she just giggles when she hears me talk. And I said, I feel like I don't have an accent as much as everybody else around Massachusetts does. And she's like, oh no, it's still there. That's all right.
she doesn't really have one.
My mother, no. Some stuff, and you get her drinking, and then everyone's accent comes out.
Oh, sure. Yeah. It always,
Do you have to
accentuates.
text? Can you not hear them? Oh, do you have to text people when they don't understand you after you've been drinking for a while? Americans, because they don't understand your accent.
Oh no, I just try and like change my dialogue, to be honest, quite a lot. Like when I speak to you, sometimes if I'm feeling kind, I'll just say the right words.
Oh, so you know the words to say
Yeah.
to get people to
Oh God,
understand
at this
you.
point, yeah.
Because you're well traveled. Now you've been to the States several times. You record sometimes in the
Yeah,
States.
that's right.
So talk about your artisanship, I guess, because you and I have never had this conversation.
Yeah, no, so it's like, so when I was tiny, so when I was like 15, I actually snuck backstage at a music festival. And don't ask how. My dad, he can talk.
Sounds like my mom also.
And when we just
Not this dad, real dad.
yeah.
No, I can talk
Different
too.
dad. That's why he gravitated towards you.
And I stuck backstage, ended up meeting the right hand man of the owner of the festival, and he was like, "Look, like, give me some music to listen to." Gave him like a USB stick
Yeah.
that I literally ran to my tent.
This is the mixtape. Listen to my mixtape. You gave the USB stick now.
Sorry, in like a
Just
boss
ignore the
tornado
damn
here.
B.
What? The 7 of them.
It's a figment of your imagination.
Ignore it.
And, yeah, I give this guy this USB stick. He's like, great. He goes away. We get a phone call like 2 weeks later being like, come to Manchester, come see me. I want to have a chat about how like we can help with the music. And it all just kind of spiraled from there. So now like I work with someone in America who's he's worked with like Michael Jackson, people like that, like the big guys.
Plus,
And-
he's cute too, so he's definitely got that boy band thing going on for him.
Well, you play the
Oh yeah, I play
you play
piano.
the
as
piano
well.
They
too.
got the keys.
Yeah. So then so now I just go to the studio every couple of months and do that, songwrite a lot, and one day I'll reach the top spot.
You'll be
Just you wait.
you'll see this
Just
man
you
in the
wait.
top spot.
We're gonna get him on The Voice.
I love that.
I think you could do it.
All right, so soccer, yes, no, football. Manchester. What's your team?
Newcastle.
Newcastle.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they had a team or not.
Everywhere has a team.
I know. I was in a cab. Lily, do you remember where we were when we were in the cab? And the guy was like, "Oh, they're Catholics." Like, there's another level.
It was in the country, right? Countryside.
I don't know which country, honey. We went to several. We were in the entire UK, but I was trying to remember where exactly
the
we
first
were.
place we went.
Um.
Did we see that B&B with the interesting names?
Oh no, that
Named
was
after
somewhere
the
near
books?
Bath. That wasn't there.
Oh, okay. never
But it was
mind.
another place, and it was kind of like he was
Soccer,
saying,
yeah.
"Oh, they were Scott because they were Protestants," and I didn't realize that there was like a big Catholic versus Protestant situation.
I remember
What
that
team
one.
is that?
Why? I didn't know. Oh, wait.
There's
Well, that-
one specific team.
That's
You're
got to
Ireland.
stem from Ireland.
Yeah, must have been Ireland.
Yeah, no, we weren't in Ireland.
No, we
Because
don't.
the North versus the Republic.
Yeah, but I think it was a specific. Well, maybe we were somewhere near the Ireland area. But he was like, "Oh, you Catholics," and I was like, "Oh, sorry, I will leave the cap now."
It was near
So it was bizarre. It was somewhere near Galway. No, not Galway.
no, it was when we were that church at Cardiff, near Cardiff.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
Wales.
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 The Welsh.
Sure.
That's
Wales.
why.
That
Those
is
are my
why.
people.
It was
Wait
we went
a
to
minute.
Cardiff. That's why. Okay.
Judy Crocker says Mike Valenzola, you're up.
Hey, Judy Crocker, I'm up. We waited for you last night, but you never showed up, Judy. Very disappointed.
Good morning,
Wait,
Mari.
wait.
We are live from the poolside here at the Rampino Inn in Centerville. We are going to be making our way to Provincetown today. We've got a few engagements up in the Provincetown area as we're getting ready for Carnival. We've got a live broadcast coming up. I'm not going to tell you what land of toy I'm going to be for Thursday.
You weren't you the usher one year or the marshal?
I was never the marshal, but I was definitely in it, live broadcasting for probably the last decade. So it's been super fun. I've seen this parade in every shape, form it's ever been in, and we really do have a good time.
I've never seen it. I've never seen this parade. I've heard.
Are you going to be able to be there this year or
I'm not
no?
sure, given my work schedule or not, whether I'll still be there.
Hardest working man you've ever met.
You know, 8 jobs, you know. It's tough.
Legitimately.
Someone's got to pay the taxes. On those parts, and I pay plenty of them, believe me.
He pays everyone's taxes.
Way more than I should for being single. But no, I've heard good things about it. And of course, you know, Daniel's been up there before, but he's never been in the summer. He's been up there in the off
I've
season.
only
We
been
took
up
him up
in
there in
season,
May.
Well,
So we'll have to be his security.
Yeah.
Up there this time.
If you've ever seen
It's gonna be a little
American,
different for you, I
if
think.
you saw the American Horror Story, then that's kind of really what P-Town is like in the winter. It's a little busier than that,
Yeah.
you know, not real zombies or vampires or anything like that, but a little slower it is in the winter.
Yeah.
So
It's going to be a different experience.
it
for
definitely
sure.
is. Provincetown, I think 80,000 people come for this parade. So it's very wild.
Where
If
do
you-
they park?
Everywhere. They get bussed in. A lot of people stay at the nearby campgrounds and then they get on the public travel and get bussed in. But I don't know how Provincetown hasn't just fallen off after one of the carnivals because it's wild with the amount of people that are in the street. It is super, super fun. It is crazy chaotic and the best people watching you have ever done in your entire life.
I have heard that.
It's really, it's one of my favorite things.
My cousin Joey, who lives up there, has always been saying for years, you got to see the parade. You got to see the parade. It's like
Yeah.
the best thing of the year. And I know you've always spoken so highly about it.
So fun.
It's got to be quite.
Daniel,
a
we'll get you an EpiPen if you get stung. Just
Oh,
relax.
that's a fun idea.
Oh God.
He's wearing long pants and a long shirt
Right.
in the middle of the summer. And
You're
he's worried
fine.
About the bees. You know?
Good morning,
My biggest
Serafina.
phobia. One time, I've got a wasp stuck in my hair one time, and it just kept stinging my head.
Don't worry, these aren't French bees. You'll be all right.
Anything with a stinger can stay away.
This is a good drink. I think we're gonna have to drink bees knees later just for you.
Yeah. I think that'll be the first step. I agree with you on that one. For sure.
Seriously. So poor Maui. Maui's on fire right now. I don't know what the toll is right now. I've never been. You've been to Hawaii
Yeah.
several times.
Yeah.
You traveled with our friend who loves to travel. She's a big fan, very relaxed on
Oh,
vacations. I
very,
mean,
very.
she is so calm, cool,
Well,
loves strife, long flights.
the good thing about her though is she'll defer to me on the travel and just kind of follow me. So I'm like, this is the flight. This is where we got to go in the airport. This is where okay, yep. And she'll just kind of do, yep, and she'll just follow.
And I am
through.
teasing you, Eva. Yes.
So,
One of my
very
best
easy
friends
person
does
to
not.
travel with, actually.
She's super fun to take anywhere, but don't give her any hoops to jump through because she's not doing
No,
that.
don't leave the travel decisions to
No.
her.
Mm-mm.
But
Well,
she
any decisions.
is the best follower when it comes to traveling, and she'll
You're-
go. She'll go anywhere.
She is someone who definitely has a very strong accent. You've seen Eva on my shows. You've seen me out and about.
He does a good impression.
Daniel, I need to hear the impression of Eva when she gets mustard on her sandwich. So
It wasn't even, no, it was actually.
tell me
We're
the
in-
story.
So we're in a taxi driving. So firstly, Lindsay. Whoa. Firstly, Lindsay had got us we're in St. Martin, I think we were. And Lindsay had
In
taken
St.
us
Martin in a
to some
taxi.
Rant, like put us in this taxi.
Oh,
and took us to some beach.
Good morning,
We're
Ashley.
driving to a different island. Like, for the
Literally
longest.
right up and over, literally to the other side of the island. Yeah.
So
Feeling real good, as you can imagine, that morning.
That was a good.
Yeah.
but as we're sat in this taxi, everyone else is getting in like these open-sided jeeps, and we get given this trampy, manky, like minivan, and it was disgusting.
Perfect.
And the woman driving it could not care less. And we get in, and well, you've got me, Lindsay, and Mike in the back. Like we're like on top of each other, and obviously Eva gets in the front. You know,
Yeah,
respect your
she needs
elders and all
space. Respect our elders, he said.
He's so
Eva,
good to
you can
Nana.
kick him later.
He's so good
You
to
be good to
Nana.
Nana.
So she gets in the front, and we're just going down here. Oh my God, there's fucking mustard here.
Yep.
And there was just a tube of mustard just sat next to her, and she was kicking off like
The
that.
FCC will love that one.
It's fine. It's fine. We're digital. He's allowed.
The whole
He's a
way.
Brit. We know.
But did she take the mustard? Oh, I can't remember.
Just to let's say
You
later.
never know.
But to
I
be fair,
mean,
she then that same day she proceeded to then when we got to the beach, she wanted a bit of shade,
Yeah.
so she moved her sun lounger into all these like hanging blankets and like clothes and sundresses. It was just some woman's shop. So some woman had set up shop on the beach. And
in Eva's son, in Eva's shade. No. We don't do that.
dragged the sunbed into her shop, and this woman is kicking off, being like, "Get out my shop!"
Hysterical.
And Eva's like, "Where's your permit?"
So fun. So, like I said, yeah, she's super relaxed on vacation.
What?
As long as things are organized, she's fine.
Absolutely, and we always do keep it organized. And I'm a
Oh.
planner, but with this started off, we were talking about Maui, and of course, she and I did have the opportunity to get to Maui.
So jealous of your travel.
Three
That
years
was
ago.
beautiful.
Wonderful trip. It's a beautiful, beautiful place, and it's really sad to see what's happening over there with the wildfires because you get to Hawaii and everything about it is just nature oriented.
Yeah.
And the most beautiful beaches and some of the most beautiful forests, and you're not even leaving the United States. You don't even have a passport to go. It's such a if you can deal with the flight, which
It's
is
a
long
lot
one.
from the East Coast.
The first, but she and I stopped in California on the way over.
Smart.
Did a night there, and then we stopped in Seattle on the way back.
Oh, I'm jealous.
So you do break it up a little bit, but you've got to be committed to 2 weeks if you're going to go. It's just too far away for a quick trip. But,
yeah.
It's worth every penny, and believe me,
There's a lot of pennies
the pennies
there.
add up. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
But it's just a beautiful place, and I do. I'm thinking of all the people out there. I actually have some friends that are science professors, and they're in Maui right now. They've been there for about 2 months doing some work for their field of study, and they were very close to one of the fires the other day. So,
That's scary.
Yeah, scary times.
Oh, well, we wish you well. What do we got on tap today, lads? What is first agenda?
Well, I think he's never seen the National Seashore.
Definitely got to stop there.
So we got to make a couple of stops on the way up, certainly for him to be able to see that. We got him over to Douse's Beach, which is local to the Osterville area yesterday. Of course, that's on the Sound.
Yeah.
But he even went in the water. He's very nervous about fish, and
Shocker.
seaweed, and
Since he's afraid of bugs over here.
the reaction you're
do
seeing.
they
to
not have bugs in the
the
UK?
reaction you're seeing to the bees is Daniel's reaction to almost anything.
Anything that is not.
It's yesterday he was like, "You're using the outside shower."
I cannot wait to rewatch this afterwards.
Oh, it's
Just
gonna
watch Daniel dive bombing by bees.
I mean, the bees are part of the live
I'm
studio
pretty sure
audience.
that these are honey bees also.
Live studio audience. If the bees could clap, we'd be in business.
Seriously. Perfect.
Their circle in the Patriots mug, which is kind of like the Texans did to them last night. So
I did not watch.
Yeah, you didn't miss much.
I'm glad that I didn't because I don't need to be screaming hateful things at my television.
fortunately, it was preseason.
Exactly. Usually though.
It's a testament.
Yeah. It's not like he was hiding any looks.
No, totally
He
right.
wasn't hiding
Totally
any
right about
greatness.
that.
So I'm a little nervous about that. Good morning, Tara. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to go see a Habitat for Humanity build in Chatham coming up on Monday, which I'm looking forward to. This Sunday at Knockabout, we have our Makers Market. And you need to just make a moment to come and see this. It's from 11 to 2. Knockabout's 13 Lake Ave in Mashpee. We've got Midnight Hours, got their scallops once again, so make sure you order ahead. There's still plenty of time. They do chopped clams as well as some sea bass. It depends on what they've got that they fished, all the extras that they bring us, but definitely set aside some scallops. We've got Gopal Farms that's going to be there. We've got the Simple Crumb, which has got sourdough bagels, which I'm really looking forward to. That's a new addition.
That sounds great.
Oh, the stuff that I am absolutely thoroughly impressed by every single Sunday. I've got Elaine making some gnomes. We've got Linda with wind chimes. We've got Kelly there that's going to be doing some Reiki and also some energy healing. And whether you believe in it or not, I always feel good after she does whatever it is that she does on me. And I'm like, I don't know if I believe it, but I feel better. So there's that. And we just have so many great makers. I know Nina has been working on some beautiful charcuterie boards. So stop on by Knockabout 13 Lake Ave in Mashpee on Sunday. Also, we've got our Christmas markets that are going to be coming up, and that is in the Mashpee Commons. So if you're interested in that, send me an email, stephanie@stephanieviva.com, and I will talk to you about some of the spots and locations. It's going to be a pretty festive situation. I'm channeling those German markets. I really want something like that for the Mashpee Commons.
Well, you know what? You really introduced me to kind of Cape Cod Christmas, which
yeah.
is a thing, right?
It
I remember
is.
when we first went to the vineyard for the Christmas
We do the strolls.
and you know,
And we got thrown out because we were singing carols too loudly. Actually,
imagine that.
Michael and I became the entertainment, and we were kindly asked to step outside because we were upsetting the flow of the entertainment that no one was watching. They were just watching us.
Literally, everybody at the place was surrounded around us, clapping and smiling, and we were bringing joy. And,
Exactly.
Ebenezer Scrooge came out and threw us out of the place.
Like
which
no
was
one's watching. No one wanted to watch the kids ring the bells in the back anyway.
No,
Wait, so you went to be with kids?
yeah, we.
Well,
I reckon
you know.
that's a detail that wasn't really critical to the story, but anyway, this is what
Good
started
morning,
a very
Dee.
Viva Christmas.
It was.
And
That was our hashtag. If you want to look back at any of those photos, a very Viva Christmas started many, many years ago. The origin story.
it truly, though, a very Viva Christmas. It was a rouse. It was a joke, but it's actually become kind of what embodies to me Cape Cod Christmas, because
Thank
you do
you.
so much down here, and there's so many events, and I think so many folks come together during that season down here when it's quieter, right? Because no one's
And
folks are gone.
coastally speaking, and now that I say it's so usually very mild in December, we'll have the coldest December on record. It'll be an Arctic tundra, whatever blast will come through.
Well, the last time this one came to visit, it was last May. And of course, he's come to Cape Cod, and all he had heard us talk about were summer stories.
Oh,
so he
yeah.
shows up in May thinking,
Everyone shorts.
shorts and tank tops and t-shirts are going to
Yeah.
work. And it was a little chilly.
No,
Oh,
not
it's freezing.
BMWs, Dave Hegner. Good morning, Dave. Our Floridians checking in on us. I'm glad to see you're still alive. Is it 130 degrees there today, or?
Oh, my favorite state.
Oh,
My sunshine state.
I'm gonna
I love Florida.
I think we're gonna have to go because I think Daniel's gonna have a meltdown right now, and
I'm
he
petrified.
needs to get out of the bees.
Did you notice the bees weren't here until he sat down?
It's what always happens. When I'm
so
at home,
true.
they follow me no matter where I go.
Go
It's like,
stand out of the garden.
you turn the camera around, put it over
The
there.
bees
Oh.
will follow you, I think.
So yeah, please join us as
Actually, these bees are a good preparation for him in P-Town. That's what it's going to be like for him out there. He's in trouble.
I'm gonna get swarmed.
Yeah. It's going to be swarmed.
Well then, with that, I will say goodbye to you, Daniel. What is a proper British goodbye?
Well, I mean, I have to say
Cheerio.
Say cheerio. Yeah.
Cheerio. I'm always
Farewell.
wondering why he's talking about cereal. I never know what he's
Farewell,
talking about.
cheerio.
Oh
That's
my
great.
God.
That's all much for muchness.
Good to see y'all.
Until Monday, Matt Pitt is going to be joining me on the show on Monday. We got a lot to talk about with the Seaside Le Mans. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll talk to you later.
Like, these bees are ridiculous.